And it's really only possible for what happened to have happened in the past few years.
Yeah.
Especially talking about friends who went to college and everything. Mine was rather strict, but I graduated in 2004. And, you went and it was keg parties and they were crazy. Maybe there was some weed going around and stuff like that. Depends where you were.
Sure.
But this story takes it to a whole new level because it seems like the game has changed. All of a sudden, it's less about the beers and more about the pills.
Definitely. And I think it's a few things. I think one, the dark web is just massive because it used to be if you wanted to deal drugs on a college campus, you had to basically link into a supply chain that was connected to organized crime in one way or another. It was either coming from a cartel or someone linked to a cartel. It was coming from a gang or someone linked to a gang. And that's, pretty scary for your average Kappa Sig. When the dark web came about and all you needed was campus Wi-Fi, it became pretty easy. And, kids would just get it shipped to their dorm room and it would be in the campus mail center. And, it might be smuggled in Rob Schneider DVD jackets, or it might just literally be a big USPS box that, no one's ever going to check because there's just so much mail moving every day. And at this point, one DEA agent told me that the U.S. Postal Service is the biggest drug trafficker in the world. And there's just so much going through the mail. That really changed the game. And I think at the same time, the demand for pills like Xanax has just absolutely skyrocketed. In the last 20 years, opiate overdoses have gone up 8x, and Xanax overdoses, benzodiazepine overdoses have gone up 10 or 12x. So even more so than opiates. Something I've been actually reading about in the last few months is scientists have stopped calling it the opiate crisis and started calling it the polypharmacy crisis or the polydrug crisis, because actually so many overdoses now are sort of a combination of drugs. And funny enough, that was something I was seeing while I was reporting. Kids didn't call it polypharmacy; they called it sidecarring. But it's the idea of like a sidecar, the little rig you put next to a motorcycle. And I think I've seen it in person twice. I feel like I saw it in cartoons hundreds of times. But you're drinking 12 beers. Well, that comes with a big hangover. But you can drink 3 beers, have a Xanax, feel like you drank 12 beers, and then wake up the next day feeling fine. Or you might be doing a big old gator tail line of cocaine and feeling paranoid, so throw in some Xanax. And it's all this balancing, customization, and yeah, I think that really has taken off in my generation. Anna Lemke, who's an addiction expert at Stanford, was telling me back in the day, people would kind of have one substance and that was their thing. It was oh, my friend is a pothead and my other friend is a coke addict and another is, a booze guy or something. But what you see now is if you know someone with a substance problem, almost always they're mixing a bunch of different things.